to everyone. It's, it's great this, isn't it? Full of rumours again. Everything's full of rumours about Hughes. But we know he's leaving anyway, so that's by the by. And who we're getting, and it's just ridiculous. It really is. It's become... I'm not saying Liverpool are a laughing stock, but it's becoming that way. I don't like to see this, to be honest. And I suppose you don't either. Because no matter how we look at Liverpool today, we're looking at a backroom staff, not a backroom staff, I'm sorry. We're looking at the CEO. We're looking at the fella who brings in players, Hughes. You know, the CEO's Edwards. So that's who we're mainly focused on. Hughes. Wait till it's confirmed, you know, that he's going. Which seems very likely he is. He is. He's definitely going. So what does that say? What does that say? Well, to me, it says that if he goes, he's the man who brought in Slot, nobody else. Slot. He said he was good enough for Liverpool. And that shows his credentials, doesn't it, really, as a recruiter? Because he got, no matter what, you know, the players that we got during the summer are very good players. But we needed, really, centre-backs, didn't we? That's what we needed. Anyway, he picked the wrong people. He should have brought in a DM. I've been screaming out for a DM for 3 years. You know, I've said it many times. So these are the positions that he should have got. He should have replaced Diaz. He didn't replace him, really. He brought in Frimpong. You know, Frimpong hasn't been hitting the heights, has he, really? No matter what position he plays, whether it's right back or right wing back, I just don't know what the lad's doing. Whether it's down to the manager, you know, the coach, I don't know. But he hasn't hit the heights. And this is where we should have brought in a winger for Diaz. Diaz, great player. I've said it all along, he's a great player. Because he can play on the wing and he can play there central. Oh, anyway, let's see what you've been saying. Did you miss me, by the way? Gone. I was gone, was it like? Gone. And all don't say yeah at once. Slot's being awarded Manager of the Month. Yes. You can't make these fucking things up, can you? How does he outweigh Pep? Hey, how does he outweigh Pep? The Manager of the Month. Come on. Ow. Because even if Frank says Scott McSloy. Hey, Scott. Have you seen the reports about Richard Hughes and El Hilal? If he goes, then Slot goes. Hallelujah. I like that. Well, he brought him in, you see. Get answer that in a moment or two. Barry Aldridge. Oh, yeah, Barry. Even in chat and Frank, we would all breathe a massive sigh of relief if he did go at the end of the season. I think it'll be You know, like what you said there, Barry, a sigh of relief. If all the Liverpool fans were, it would cause a tsunami, a tidal wave. That's how bad. That's the relief. Barry says, what's going on behind the scenes seems chaotic to say the least. Yes. That is my old mate, Dennis. Greetings. Greetings all. Has a great time with the Incurables in Detroit, Chicago and the recording studio. Next up, IPO Liverpool, end of May. Yes, talking about you, Dennis, to a fella named Andy Gamble. I want you to meet him when you come here. You'll be very surprised who Andy is. And the Bush Baptists, even and Frank and everybody else. Since the game against PSG, I always thought Arne was going. He isn't staying. Xabi news to Chelsea is just an agent messing around wanting more money. That's a very good point, that, Bush. It really is. By the way, is it right Phil Thompson has died? I haven't heard anything. These are mad, rumours and Dennis, to paraphrase Python, he's not quite dead yet. Exactly. Big up Frank and Red says the TW. AT. And the Bush said, I haven't heard anything all day. I've been in my shed turning bowls, but my brother sent me a text saying Tomo has died. Hope it's not true. I haven't heard anything, I'm being honest. Really haven't. Your mate Steve Holland. Hi Frank in chat. Chatters. I stay. TW. Tomo isn't dead. He carries on by saying like and subscribe. Thank you, T. You never do. And Steve Holland. Pinocchio is still alive. And the Bush says, ignore all my previous messages there. We will, don't worry. And Polo, hi Frank, hope you're well. I was at the doctor's today, got to go to the dentist tomorrow. Okay, now you. I went to the doctor's, about me knee. And she was a smashing kid, a kid to me. She was honestly. And I said, are you the doctor? She said, yes. And I went, oh, okay. Anyway, it seems that I've got arthritis in my knee. Would you believe it? That's all I need. Ali. Hiya, Ali. Good evening. Good evening, Ali. Edward. Hello, Frank and chat. Hello, Edward. And Edward says, I can't see the players getting better with Snow. No chance. No matter who we bring in. And Polo, Frank, I saw your video before. I stands with you. This slot must go and take the midfield. Neil Broderick, good friend. Ping pong as the body of a 14-year-old. Diaz is one of the best wingers in the world, and we let him go, says it. This is the problem, you see. You get people saying that he wanted to go. How do they know? That's what gets me. How do they know he wanted to go? Remember, he wanted to go to Barcelona. And no matter what, you say, well, I do know things, and he only wants a parity, He was on a terrible wage. He's one of the lowest. Well, he was. I mean, Curtis Jones were one of the lowest paid first teamers. And he just wants a parity. That's all. He was a stayed here. Loved it. Louis Diaz. But other people know better, don't they? Like, he wanted to go. The bush. I missed you like a tiger misses a steak. Thanks very much. Lee Brady. Hello, Frank. How's things? Still nothing on Slot going. I heard that's why Robbo won't stay and Salah wants to go because they know Slot will be here next season. I bloody hope not. Let's wait and see. Hey, let's wait and see, boys and girls. Look, Salah's being given a disclosure to think, non-disclosure. That's why he's been given a free. And it's to free up his wages. Look, people think that FSG are out of this world. They're not. They play the game. And I'm talking about the money game. The business people, the Wall Street people. The Wall Street people, they play the money game. And if you think for 1 second that they put their hands in the pockets, no chance. I was told when they decided to do the Anfield Road and they got the cheapest then. Do you ever remember that? The due diligence went out and they went, this is this price, these are this price, and these are this price. And they got, we'll get that. And the firm they got in went bankrupt. Then other people came in. And it was always leaking, wasn't it? But what I was told, that they wanted a rush job to get it done and out because they were going to sell. But I never ever said anything simply because they've done this before with selling. But you take into consideration, well, why did they get the Annie Road done? Then the stadium looks great, but the leaking started to develop. And I'm talking about fans. Fans were given plastic hooded things to sit and watch the game if it was raining. Do you remember that? That's how bad it was. So who's going to buy a stadium like that? If you know what I mean. Or a club with leaky roofs. You only got to look at Manchester, Man United. But anyway, I still believe that they are going to sell because of the economic situation. And it's only going to get worse simply because of the American president, their American president. That's... I'll have to say, fucking up the world, isn't he? He's being humiliated all the time. LFC, even in Frankenthal, I had LFC, and Lee says, bring Nunes back while Ekatike is out for around a year. And why not? He knows the club and fans miss him. He misses being here too. Worst mistake letting him and Diaz go. We've said it Lee, all the time, mate. Even at the time. Stevie. Let's go, champ. Hey, Stevie. And he says, Frank, hope you're getting better. Dentist tomorrow. I've got to go to the dentist tomorrow. The hospital again. Doctors next week again. Over there, certain things. I think the NHS, I think they're in love with me. The NHS. Can I see you again? Yeah, okay then. Okay now. Every fucking week. The Vader. Hello, Frank and chat. Hiya, mate. Good to see you with us. And Stevie says, Frank, did you hear about Cara brother attacking Billy Moore at the local gym in Liverpool? I heard something, yeah. I heard something. And he got a pasting, didn't he? Frank, Kvara, PSG turned down LFC because Slot was manager. Klopp. And Stevie says, if Klopp had stayed, Kvara would have joined us. I have as well, yeah. Our Francine was there. She brought me shopping today. And she said, what time are you going to the dentist tomorrow? I said, 2:30. She said, 2:30. It was funny the way she said it. 2:30. Tooth hurt. Get up, 2:30. Thanks very much, I mean, Neil. Slot as nearly again. No, I got told differently. I got told he is joining them. That's what I was told. I spoke about Diaz and Nunes when we threw them away. And people taught me, now we all says, yes, yeah. He even has a go at me. And Steve Holland's LFC TV made me laugh. Slot has won the last 3 PL games on the trot. That's how pathetic they are. That's how pathetic LFC TV is. They're trying to, I just don't want to talk about them, to be honest, because we know what they're like. We know what they're like. Over Slot. We know what the Liverpool Genos are like over them. Over them, Slot. And as I said, I take no notice of any of them. Any of them. That's when they said to me, and they never said anything, They just never sent for me again, LFC TV, because it was really Ian St. John, me and the Saint, who used to say it as it is. Honestly. Well, as it was then. And the Saints, we used to laugh. Live on the telly. That is. The Saint, the way he used to laugh. because they didn't like you talking about anything, any criticism. They didn't like it. No criticism whatsoever. I used to always have a go at that Northern Irish fella. Always had a go at him. And that Mark Benstead, you know, I called him Benstead. Only met him the one day, did the one show with him. And it was the game against Chelsea. You know, when they beat us 2-0. And everybody blamed Steven Gerrard's slip. Remember? And he said to Jimmy Case, he said, just one. One word, are we going to win the league? Because it was closing the show, you see. And Jimmy said, yeah. They asked Simon Rimmer, that Channel 4 chef. He's a nice fella, as Simon Rimmer, though. He brought a cake in, and I fucking brought it home and ate it. Anyway, he said, yeah, we're going to win the league. And there was a lad named Ian Prowse on. He was singing a song during the fucking break. I don't know what he was doing. And he said to me, are we going to win the league, Frank? And I went, I wished I could show it. I went, the Northern Irish fella will mess it up. That's what I said. And I did. I was vindicated. And that Mark Benstead didn't like me after that. Maybe I said to him, is your name Benstead? He said, no, it's Benstead. I said, oh. Hello. This is what I like, you know what I mean? He's not from Liverpool, he's not a fucking Scouser, I don't know where the fuck he's from. Oh, fucking phony. Can't fucking say nothing. Stevie, selling Diaz because FSG refused to give him 150. That's right, lad. So they sold him, but they gave Gapco 250. Should have added the other fella then, Gravenberch. Should have added him 280. Gave him. Make that make sense. Exactly, Stevie. LFC. Even if Diaz wanted to go, wouldn't we, if we were treated like he was? Shame. Yes. It's right, LFC. Look, he was treated terribly. You've only got to look to that. Who's being treated terribly? You know, you can name the likes of Chiesa, obviously. You can name the likes of Curtis Jones. He's got no option. If he was had an option, say the likes of Bradley would have been fit, Jones wouldn't have got a look in. He would never have got a look in. Telling you now. And I've always maintained that look, I grew up, half of you did as well, that there's always been a Scouser in our team for the Scouse mentality. That's the way I look at that anyway. Scouse mentality. And they're trying to get rid of him. They're making him, you know, like, I don't know, crawl, grovel. Curtis won't do that because he's one of us. Stevie says selling Diaz was okay. Not getting in a replacement is football. So yes, said it at the beginning, didn't I? Thing is, you say, look, you're always replaced like for like. But in the summer, we got it all completely and utterly wrong. This time last year, I was saying we want a DM. Let's get a DM. And then the end of the season, the beginning of the season, let's get a DM before the window shuts. And they were saying about Gravenberch, Gravenberch this, Gravenberch, I give him 280 a week. He's fucking awful. Sorry to say. He's awful. And if you notice where there's Gertrude or something like that we're interested in, another Dutch player. And another fella named, is it Keith Smith, another Dutch fella. Talk about mates, talk about loyalty to your country. I fucking believe it. The training regime may be better under Slot if he stayed next season, but he's lost the dressing room. He thinks once Alisson is gone, no one else can say, well, under Klopp, we did it this way. Says the bush. He's not a motivator. That's one of the most important things. If you're a coach or a manager or whatever, and you're looking after the team, you've got to motivate them. He is no motivator. Look at the stats. Look at the records he's broken. Like 70-year fucking records he broke. You know what I mean? 50-year record he broke. Not in a great way, but in a bad way. Crap play. That's all. Lindsay. Even in flanking Reds. Hey, Lindsay. Cheap broke FSG can kiss my ass. Ate them greedy things. Yes. Okay. Mr. B. Because even in flanking chat, hope you know well. Yes. King Vader. What does this mean, Frank? I'm here for the short, medium, long term. The man talks in riddles. Can't wait till he fucks up. That's the way you say it, simple and sweet. Can't wait till he fucks up. Not like can't wait till he goes. Can't wait till he packs his bags. Look, when you read into that, like in the short, medium, and long term, he hasn't a fucking clue. He knows he's under pressure. A lot of pressure. That's the short term. The medium term is if the fans back off. I'm telling you now. And the long term is if the fans back off, he's made it. That is it. But believe in the short term now. Wait till after the game against Man U, the weekend, on Sunday. Wait till after that game. And if we do badly, the shouts will be unmerciful. The shouts and screams will be unmerciful for his head. The shiny head. I'm telling you now. Well, it's Man United now, isn't it, Stevie? But theirs was really coming through. Ours was. Didn't anyone see any pictures, footage of it coming through? It was shocking. Brand new. Brand new. That's getting the cheapest people in. And he knew that they were going bankrupt because they were doing something down at Craven Cottage. And they were going under. And they finally went under when they were building Anfield Road end. That's what they're like. That's what they are like. The owners. Do you ever remember when they first bought us? Well, they did. They did buy us. Technically, they did. It was Liverpool who bought us. The club bought us. The Royal Bank of Scotland lent them the money. They said, yeah, we'll buy the club if you lend us the money and we'll pay it back. They said, okay. And that's how they paid it back, through Liverpool. So Liverpool really, technically, bought it. Technically, because they said it, they bought it. Never trust them. Sorry to say, they're all business people, Americans. They've got no love for the game. You know that, and I know that. And I met that Henry, me and the Saint, in the bar and grill off Castle Street. And he had a wet fish hand, limp handshake, limp. And that's what kind of a character he is. But he's a billionaire. He's a double billionaire now, overtaking what Liverpool have made him. Never liked him. And LFC says, B&Z has just imagine being played out of position for Gapco. Shows how good Slot is at spotting and developing talent, or not, as the case may be. Good shout, that, actually. The old mate. Neil Brad. When FSG representatives tried to justify a ticket increase, and their reasoning, not once was assets mentioned. The fact they bought the club for 300 million, sold 11% for 750 million, and club's value estimated at around 5 billion, but they never mentioned assets. And FSG are all about assets, hedge fund. Yes. Yes. Is the live off or is just lag? I don't understand that. I'm sorry, Ali, mate. Is the live off? I don't understand that, mate, honestly. Anyway, what I want to, before we get on to certain things, just want to mention my sponsors. And it's Gap Painting Services, fully time served lads, fully insured. There's no cowboys. If you're an NHS worker, or even if you're, one of your members of the family an NHS worker, tell them to get these and tell them not to struggle. They get a special discount. And also, elderly people, tell them not to struggle if they want any decorating and get them in. and they get a special discount. And the ordinary people, you know, who don't fit into those categories, get them in. Let them give you the price without any obligation. That's Gap Patent Services, sponsors of every single Frank Carlyle podcast, including this one. And Stevie says, Frank, as soon as our players get new deals and wage increases, then they forget how to play football. I disagree there. I totally disagree there. I'm sorry, Stevie, you know. They don't forget how to play football. Are you talking about Mo Salah? Mo Salah was going through a torrid time at Slot. And the owners, because the owners wanted to, why did the owners want to get rid of him? Because of the wages. They knew everything fucking fell in place. Look, with a Slot, I keep saying this, he couldn't mix the ingredients with the new players. And the players that were sold, they weren't replaced. And players that we needed weren't bought. So he couldn't mix the ingredients with his own system, with his own tactics. And that's why we fell apart. It's as simple as that. And don't you think that FSG or the likes of Edwards and Hughes was, you know, down Mo's ear? Don't you think that happened? Giving him loads. Then all of a sudden he said, fuck you. And he called Slot out, didn't he? And he was lambasted for it. He was lambasted for it. Now we all know why. He was right. It was little Mo. So they obviously, to give him a free transfer, they said, look, you know, we'll give you the free transfer and you can go, but you'll have to sign a disclosure. Fucking hell, me leg. You'll have to sign a disclosure. Non-disclosure form. Okay. I think that's happened anyway. King Vader, the players were given 4 days off again. They have holidays every week. Says them, yeah. And you think that's not a sackable offence? I'm not saying you, Vader. You know, is that a sackable offence? Is that more sackable offence? Fucking hell, me mate. I'm sorry, boys and girls. Jesus. Oh, the fucking pain. I'm sorry. Might have to fucking end this. Jesus Christ. Give me a minute. Okay, now. I can't fucking breathe. Give me a minute, please. Fuck. Me knee and me elbow. Oh, fucking hell. See, that's fucking bending over there. That's a sackable offence. Putting them on holidays every week. Giving them days off. It's so Slot can go to his fucking wife, either in Holland or Ibiza. He doesn't live in the city. That's sackable offence immediately. He might as well fucking live in London, same as Hughes, who's on his way. He lives in Bournemouth. Do you think he gives a fuck about us? About Liverpool? Slot doesn't. And Lee says, my nana's 79 now and always says, Lee, when you're my age, you live in the doctors and hospitals for hours and hours, waiting on an appointment constantly. It's me. That was me. Today was the first time that I went in. And I was saying right away, it was empty. I think they all went into a room and done in. Stevie to the Vader. Our manager and players get more days off than a sick parrot. Shocking it is. Shouldn't joke, are you? Stevie. Frank, Slot ain't achieved a CL spot on merit. Looks like they've been given it by default, as other teams have been poor than us. It was like, I hate saying this, but it's true. You've only got to look at it. When we had that big cushion, points tally last season to win the league, Arsenal and Man City were falling away. That gave us the cushion, and we had lucky wins, as you know. We had lucky wins this fucking season. And this is why we're there. This is why we're there. In fourth. And yeah, he does. Yeah, Mulvey hates Slot, yes. There's a few, too. There's a few. Telling you now. And Lee says, sign of being weak if you can't handle criticism and constructive criticism like that. LFC, yes, good shout. And the Vader, wonder if Pierce watched that wonderful PSG buying game where Kvaratskhelia was unplayable, 58 million gamble, according to Pierce. Yeah, he said, Vader, he's an unknown quantity. He should have asked me. I was following that lad for 2 solid years because I followed the old Napoli and Inter, to be honest. They're the 2 Italian teams I follow, and I said, "Oh, Liverpool need to get this fella," and that was in the first year of seeing him. Second year, I said, "They've got to get him, 58 million." And I don't believe, as one of the lads says, if Slot, he wouldn't come because of Slot. It's hard to, someone might have just said that. And people pick up on it. No, I don't believe that. We just never went in for him. We could have had him. Big up, Frank and Shatter, where are you? You never walk alone. Spirit of LFC fans. Yeah. Not too bad. Only when the pain starts, I don't know whether it's physical pain or mental pain, which is worse. The physical pain is very strong on me, and the mental pain is Slot himself. Yes, Stevie. Eds needs to roll for letting go of Diaz, says the Freedom of Genie. Yes. Oh, lovely Tuscany. When I say to Franco and chatters, I've been listening while driving back. Oh, while driving back home now. Oh, goods on your Tuscany. Don't like the lies and crap they talk on LFC today. I always turn us off now. This is it, King. You know, this is it, honestly, mate. This is it. And you got the legends, haven't you? Jason McAtee. Him, a fucking legend. Are they having a laugh? Neil Mellor. Oh, what's a goal? Oh, fucking him. Fucking hell. See, Frank, I was at LF, was you? This summer, I'm selling Endo. Hang on. This summer, I'm selling Endo, McAllister, Ryan. I'm buying Anderson, Fernandez, Kamara, and Wharton. That Wharton, I wasn't impressed with him against us, you know, at the weekend. Really. And he's slow. That's me. Rather have Anderson than him, though. Ali, for those who can't remember 2022 season, without Diaz and Alisson, we played in Championship 2023 season. They carried that season. No one has argued with that. When you look at a 12 million for Kelleher, that's just robbery. And Quansah dropped for one mistake, then sold. That was shocking, that. But he did against Ipswich the opening day, and he never come out at half time. That's what kind of a fella Slot is. I said at the time, this fella's going to be fucking ruthless, but it wasn't ruthless, he's just an arsehole. See, look, Liverpool needs to generate money. What did he say? I play with a small squad. Small squad. And everyone says at the time, this is the fucking Premiership, arsehole. And you want a small squad. He's been found out, hasn't he, with a small squad? Because he was a hypocrite. Remember a few months ago when he said, you need a big squad. Big squad. Frankie, he says, Tess. Oh, it does. Daryl. I would love Nico Williams to return back home to LFC. Sold him as well, those of me, Bell. Neil Broderick. The season before, Gravenberch signed for us. He only played 4 times for Bayern. Says it all, really. Yep. But you got fans saying, he was going to... David Lynch, I was listening to him a couple of weeks, was it last week or anyway, whenever it was. And he was saying he'd be great as a number 6. Telly went off then, turns it over. Never went off, just fucking turns it over as soon as he said that. And Paul, you're spot on, Frank. He can't motivate, can't coach, never tactical beat any team. Never tactical beat any team. No. And LFC, I beg to differ, Frank, tongue in cheek. Breaking records, he's just broken one. We have won 3. He's broken his own record by winning 3 in a row. Good show there. Funny. And Polo, Redmen TV, Anfield rap are a disgrace. Well, rather than me say it, I'm not going to disagree. Put it that way. I don't understand how you can look at what we're looking at and everything's all right. And everything is all right. And it's not all right. And they know that. But you know why, don't you? You know why they won't come out and say anything. Smith, Dumfries, Geertruide, Boekma, Van der Ven, all Dutch players we are linked with this week. Smith, Dumfries, Geertruide, Boekma, Van der Ven. So, why the Dutch all of a sudden? Why the Dutch all of a sudden? And Peter, Peter. Hi Frank, did you know that the players have been on holiday this week? Yes. They should have been training instead, especially with the United. Yes. That's a sackable offence. An LFC. Anyone thinks Slot wants. Anyone thinks Slot wants to stay? Don't think on here. Stevie, fucking Edmund TV, Anfield crap podcast, and certain journalists all on FSG payroll. Certain fucking entertainers are, I know, or people who write entertaining things, I know. Big up the man in black, legends, chat. Hey Cedric, hey Amaze. Oh, Frank, I was from the end. Oh, I say, I'm sorry there, Ali. Really, apologies, mate. And Stevie says, Frank, how much personal investment has cheap broke FSG made in the squad on their watch? Last 16, not much. The net spend is absolutely incredible. The net spend, put it this way, the net spend that they spend, sponsor money comes in. So they spend fuck all. Do you see what I mean? They spend nothing. The money men. They play the money game. That's what I'm saying. This is why they thought, oh, this football stuff's good, isn't it? Let's get over to France and see if we can buy a team. That fell through, didn't it? Because most probably the fucking French are, a different kettle of fish to us. They can't walk over them, you see, which they fucking walked over Liverpool because of Broughton and Poulsen. If you remember them pair of pricks. The LFC. Anyone taking Slaughter's plan ahead for the managing the Dutch national team and using Liverpool as his training ground? That's a cracker, that. That really is a cracking comment. But I said it is like I said a few weeks ago, never mentioned the Dutch national side, nor Ajax for that matter. But I said it's like he's here learning the game. He's like an apprentice plumber or joiner or anything. He's learning the game. So he's come to one of the toughest leagues where anything can happen, and we're the league. And he got so fucking lucky with Klopp's team. So lucky. And I keep saying, and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face, that he didn't win us the league. He was just lucky to be in the right place at the right time. And it was Mo Salah who won us that. Mo Salah's ingenuity. I think we'll win our own games and lose our away games, says Edward. Well, we're playing United and they're flying under Carrick. And the boss says, there's something someone said. I think it was Charles Bukowski. If you let them kill you, they will, and I believe this is what if you let them, they will. If you let them, they'll kill you, or let them kill you. They will, and I believe this is what FSG are doing now, saying Slaughter's staying to see if we're not fucking sitting back. But you get the likes of, I'll have to say it, that SOS, they don't fucking represent me, that lot. And they won't come out and fucking say it, will they? But they go, we don't want price increases. We don't want price increase. Let's ban the flags. What the fuck is that all about? You bring your flags, that's what Liverpool are. Don't fucking do with these fucking assholes to say, tell us not to have these behind, like this behind me. Oh, can't have that. We're doing a protest against prices increase. Fuck off. Why don't they did have one, big long one, no price increases. Shout it. But they never fucking shout out against Slot, do they? Have you noticed that? Because they have some fucking one on the board. He doesn't do fuck all. Remember, they invited someone on the board. Why didn't he fucking sit there and say, no price increases, we don't want any fucking price increases? Why didn't he say that? Why all this? Because they take no fucking notice of them. They must think that you and I are fucking stupid. I don't give a fuck about them. Don't speak for me. I was talking to someone and they said, if you join them, you've got to fucking pay dues. Fuck off. Daryl, That's one gone in use now. 2 left to fuck off. Take it easy, mate. Feel for you. Agony. Thank you, LFC. I was in terrible pain there before. My elbow's still killing me, actually. Polo. Slaughter more holidays than a lottery winner. Look, wait, I've said this before, I think. I don't know. I must have done. Why do you think he's giving them holidays? Why do you think he's giving them days off, please? I don't come in the accident. So you'll be on the next couple of days. Why do you think? Because he fucks off to Holland. That's why. If there's no players at access, and why is he living there in Manchester near an airport? He just doesn't like Liverpool. Because we've got a fucking airport here, you know. Believe it or not. And you know what? It was the first in the fucking Europe. And I've always contended that it was contested that it was the first in the world. But this little American, I don't know where the fuck it was, said no, that they were the first public airport. But anyway, better do. But they were the first in Europe. Speak airport. Whether you know that or not, but now you do know. I'd say the world, mate. Because those Americans would love to fucking be the first in everything, wouldn't they? He's on it. Them midfielders you mentioned are just what we need. I'd love all of them. Quality. I like Scott as well. Says the Vader to Stevie. You're right, Frank. The data and stats are shocking. Sadly, Echo journals are biased and all prejudice. They think they're fucking better than you, you know. You know that, don't you? I know them off my course, Polo. They think, the way I look at it now is, the way I look at it is that they think that they're better than you. Because I'm a journalist. You know, that type of thing. I was talking to this young doctor today, and lovely, lovely girl. I'll give you an example. And she mentioned, believe it or not, she mentioned she was going to see Macbeth. And I said, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. And she looked at me like that. She said, do you know Macbeth? I said, yeah. I said, I'm a specialist on Shakespeare. She went, oh yeah. I said, yeah. Specialist. And Macbeth's the greatest play ever written. Everything that you see revolves, everything from films to stage plays to everything. Revolves around Macbeth's writing. And she went, point says I'm making is about people thinking that they are better than you. That young girl today, great doctor, wonderful, very young. Honestly, very young. And we're here knowing about Macbeth, going to see her. I'm not saying that I know more about Macbeth than she does. Because I don't know, you see, whether she does. And you can't judge. But these pricks judge you and me over football. We look at football. We're looking at games and we're fucking awful. We were awful against Crystal Palace. Fucking terrible. I was doing a watch-along saying, what the fuck is it? And what they did about Wirtz had a terrible fucking game. To the contrary of what people say. And he scored. Then all of a sudden, they build on the goal in the last fucking minute that he scored and saying that he was great. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't fucking believe it. That's what I'm saying about me and the doctor today. But yet, they do believe that they are better than you because they're journalists. Trying to undermine us, that's what they do. Try to undermine the fans. And I'm not just talking about the journos, I'm talking about the pods that you've mentioned before. They undermine us. Oh, it's great, isn't it? Fucking putting on fucking accents. Fuck off. Fucking see right through them. Right fucking through them. Good evening, Frank and our fellow chatters. So hope you're well, Chief. You'll never walk alone, say Stephen Coughlin. Hi, Stephen. I'll be looking at your. I have looked at them. I had no time to reply to your comments, but I will do on the little pod I did. And Toscana says it's going to be heartbreaking to see Mo leave. An honest player who had done so much for the club, and what a great fella. He's done so much for us as well, the fans. The fans loved him. He loved the fans. He loved the city. This is what gets me. He loved the city. His little lovely wife, I think she's a top scientist. She loved the city. The kids, two little girls, loved the city. Loved the people. Slot doesn't embrace fucking nothing. And the butterfly slots out. Absolutely. Short and sweet. And they sold Luis Diaz to balance the books with no replacement, so it's bad news, say Steve. And a butterfly says, Lucho wanted to leave himself. Well, we've mentioned that before, a butterfly, and he has a reason to. I'm not going through it again. I have been through it a few times, actually, not just tonight, on previous streams. He wants a parity. He wanted a wage rise. That's all I'm just saying. He didn't want to leave at all, lad. But he had to. He had no option. And he was sold to bring players in because we're a sell-to-buy club. And they knew, FSG knew, this is why they never give him the rise. And they knew that they get the most money for him. And that's why we sold loads of players in the summer to get these fellas in. I hope that tells you. So he was on a no-win situation, no rise, no pay rise. And so he had no option but to go. To say, yeah, well, I might as well fucking leave then. Because he was going anyway. He was earmarked to be sold. And Zarrell, how the fuck are Neil Miller, Stephen Warnock and McAtee legends, for fuck's sake? I know. That McAtee. What an arsehole he is. I know. He is anyway. He said to this girl, there was a big function at St. George's Hall. And this girl, this girl who knows me, stopped me one day. And she said, hey, Frank. She said, was you at that function? Liverpool was having a big function, you know. I said, what kind of, who? Liverpool, who? She said, the club. I said, oh, no. I said, I wasn't there. She said, do you know a legend? This is true, this. Do you know a legend by the name of Jason McAtee? Oh, no, she never said Jason. She said John, something like that, McAtee. I said, Jason. She said, yes, you know. I said, why? And she said, well, I was made up. I was going to ask him for his autograph, but I didn't like to. I said, should have done. He would have been made up to give you it. I said, what did you want his autograph? She said, because he said, I asked him what he was doing by the red carpet, the north end of the hall. And she said, what's happening here? She said, I didn't know who he was. So what's happening here? He said, oh, it's Liverpool Football Club. We're having a big celebration. She said, are you going? He says, yeah, I'm an ex-player. I was a legend. I'm a legend. I'm known as a legend. So that's why I call him the self-professed fucking legend. Jason McAtee. So have you tried deep pieces that Toscana on your knee? The cream worked better than the spray. I do sympathise as I've had arthritis from being. I've got it in my elbow as well. What she's given me, she sent it down to the chemist they use. It gets delivered to me. A gel. She said, I'll put this gel onto give you this gel to ease the pain. And I need a brace on my knee as well. Thanks, Toscana. They don't allow any criticism on LFC channel. They cut you off for an opinion they don't like. That's why I never got called back, because I said the ballooner, the Northern Irish fella, will mess it up. Been in the league, that is. And Ali, well, Our management is so bad since long ago, not just now, since we sold Suarez. Again, it's the owners. It's sell to buy policy. That's their model. And the boss says Neil Miller once scored a few goals. Warnock married an Uber sportswoman. That's how he got more famous. And McAteer always wears that white suit on nights out. So he's good for a laugh. El dentist tomorrow. Fucking suit. He is, isn't he? Fucking dick. Sorry to the ladies there. McAteer, that is. They all sold out our kids for mega profits and never replaced them. All the money went on to by the players. That's what we're talking about, staying the net spend. And over the years, they have never fucking put their hands in the pockets, them. The owners. And Polo. Gravenberch is dog. It is. You're right. Is right. As someone said, he never got a game for Bayern or played 4 games. Can't believe they want Slot to stay. Hold your horses on coming out with comments like that. Please. Please, Stephen, because let the season end. Let June come. The month of June. It's May tomorrow. And it's June the following month. Just wait till then. And Davida, Gravenberch is not good enough and is not a DM. I would sell him and McAllister. Thing is, I was listening to David Lynch. I was listening and he was bulling him up and about to be in a DM for next season. And it just turned over. So, the hell, David. Nice fella, David, but he's a flip-flopper, what you call a flip-flopper. He flips from one flop to another. Slot can fuck right off as the man is clueless. Slot can fuck right off as the man is clueless knobhead. The end. You'll never walk alone. Says as it is, Stephen. Redmen TV and that Lawrence McKenna are nothing but a stable of bootlicks and fluffers. I don't watch it, Carlyle, honestly. I don't know who the fella is. I don't know. Having a clue. Most probably they'd be fucking laughing at me as well. Saying, listen to this fucking fella, calling us for everything. And Stephen says they made clear, they made over 200 million in sales last summer. So we didn't spend much. No. And as I said, Stephen, with the sponsors and everything, the net spend that was left, that was already paid for by the sponsors. So they didn't spend a penny. They never lost a penny. Oh, it's little Joe. Love that Joe. What Joe? What Joe? Joe, what Joe? Winston. Slot forever. Well done there, Winston. Well done, Winston. You stick with, I think he's an Arsenal fan. Slot forever. Liverpool sold Diaz for 78 million and they wouldn't sanction the guy he deal and wouldn't part with 5 million. That was used though. He said, and I'll tell you another thing about use. We could have had Zubamendi. And Zubamendi, even Nkapi. I wanted Nkapi. Wanted him. He's a great player, him. Anyway, with Gahey, they asked for the extra 5 million. And you said no. There's our money there, trying to negotiate. Like he tried to negotiate with over Zubamendi. When their president said, you've got the money, just give us the money. And he said, no, we'll give you in installments. He said, no, if you want them, pay the money. So we missed out on him. And that's Hughes' fault. Hughes' fault not getting that Semyo, is it? And Gahey. His fault. Stephen, mate. With Sobo. You might be in talks with Inter. You never know, do you? They're going to win the league, Inter. Says TW. It's shocking, isn't it? And the way that Frank, that protest last week, in brackets, no pound in the ground, close brackets. Most of them with the cards were buying food and drink at half time. Hypocrites. And Stephen, John W. Henry laughing all the way to the bank with all their MAGA profits. Made, it's bad news. Yes. Don't forget Standard Chartered as well. Don't forget Standard Chartered. They're the bank. They fucking own it. TW. Is Slot back from his holiday yet? Just wondering, as we seem to have a big game on Sunday. I've never known, honestly, I've never, ever known a manager of Liverpool Football Club go doing anything like this, remotely like it. Going back all the way to Shankly. I've always called the Northern Irish fella because I don't like him personally. Don't like his private life, but it was sold. And but I've never, he wouldn't allow that. Roy Hodgson wouldn't have allowed it. No other manager. And no other manager, albeit they lived outside the city, they lived on the periphery, where footballers and managers live. They never lived in another city. Think about that. Another city. No other manager. And Stephen said, we need a manager, not a... Absolutely. Absolutely. Good shout, that. And Cedric says, I check out some ratings from the Echo sometimes, and I think, what are they looking at? They seem not to like it. Yes. Yeah, they seem not to like some players. Yes. A very good friend of mine, Brian Fennell. We have no journalists, just marionettes for appearance. You'll find the club projecting its voice while pulling their strings, or in some cases, with their hands up the journo's backside. I wonder what the case is with Pearce. Pearce, James, as I said, Brian, when I was wanting Kvaratskhelia, and he said he's an unknown quantity. Never forget that. That was for the sake of the owners, FSG. That's why I said before, Brian, you must think that we're stupid people and we take everything in. Far from it. And the fines are out over this, all over this slot saga. The fines are out, that we're not fucking stupid. And we're angry. And Steve, Slot has failed to live up to our expectations since coming to our club, the bald fraud. Love it. Let's start a Legends campaign for Cinema Pongoli. What about Letalic? Oh, you forgot about him, didn't you? Letalic as well. The other French lad. And Stephen says, we'll be happy with a Rafa Benitez return instead of having this bald fraud from being our head coach. Rafa Benitez was one of the greatest tacticians I've known as a manager. And he really had nothing, He really had... Just imagine if he had this team now, this present team, without anybody going, we'd be in a far better place with Rafa Benitez. If he was would have been sacked, say like after the Forest game, and they approached Rafa Benitez and said, listen, Rafa, as an interim, would you take it till the end of the season? He would have taken it. He would have jumped at the chance. And we would have been in a far better place. That I do know, because he's a great tactician. And as for their training, ruthless training, they would have been far more fitter. And Cedric to the CWA, thumbs up. I don't know for what category our leadership is picking the players, to be honest. They have no clue. Selling always the best and buy always a random, yes. You're right there, Ali. Good shout. Very good shout indeed. And Grallo, you really need to wait. They are just buying time for more fuckery. I can't pronounce the F's, for that. But when I get my new tooth, the F's will be coming out. Every syllable and every sentence. This time is ticking on Alonso. Time is ticking on Alonso. Probably ends up replacing Pep at Man City. Wait, Stephen, just wait. Keep saying. And Cedric says, somehow I think Frank will be swearing until Slot goes. So will I. I think if you went past an abbey, where all these nuns are, I think you'd hear a lot of swearing of the Liverpool supporters, and they're talking about Slot. As Stephen says, the way Slot treated Harvey Elliott was bad news, as we could have done with him this season until he was sent on loan to Aston Villa. Shocking the way he treated her. Like Kwanzaa. That was mentioned before. The lad. Big lad. He'd have been fucking great, him. And Ali, Frank, where can I send a resume for my scouter for LFC? We could do it at a Ferenc Puskas, to be honest, Ali. There's any over there in Romania at the moment. And Steve, not long ago, he was an English champion who guided the young Lions to victory. Who the fuck are you talking about? Not long ago, he was an English champion who guided the young Lions to victory. Sorry, I'm lost there, Stephen. So I've just got to have a drink. I'm sorry. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. The Anfield. Even a Frankie in chat. Look at all those for me. Where have you been? Should have came at the beginning. We had a great guest on. But the lads were giving him stick. They were all laughing. I had the legend, Jason McAteer. And all the lads were giving him stick. So I said, you better go, Jay. You know what I mean? He says, why? I said, well, look, can you read? So we left. And the way that it's hard to do your job when you're on holiday all the time. What's used done in 4 transfer windows? Nothing except scattergun transfers in one summer. Edwards and Slot have been pathetic. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Totally agree with you there, mate. Good shout, in fact. And Stephen, we will be a mid-table side facing relegation under slot soon. The way things are going under cheapskates, FSG. And the Anfield. It's quite clear FSG are blaming player recruitment and injuries for why Slots wasn't a success. Well, all that says to me is they haven't watched a single fucking game this season. Why would they? Why would they, Raw? They wouldn't, mate. And Ali says, look, my Romanian guy, Shivu, he will win the Serie A this year. He already made 2 kids top class this year. He brought them from second team. He has eyes for players. He is a super pro, Klopp style. Yeah, he's him and Conte are fighting us out, aren't they? Napoli. Inter, Napoli. But it looks like Inter's going to win it anyway, Ali. Got the enemy the weekends. I don't want Baldy embarrassing this club again, says the Raw. So he better be working on a way to get the players organised and up for this game. His passive Dutch ways are evident. Thing is, Raw. The thing is, Raw. They're on holiday. Whether they're home now, we don't know. All the players have had days off. Don't know whether you're aware of it. Saying that you've been missing. Jason McAteer told us when he first came on at the beginning of the stream. He said they're on holiday. Where are they? Oh, they're all over the place. I said, can you get in touch with any? I don't know how to. That's a typical McAteer. Isn't a fucking clue. And Stephen says, with all the exodus of these players in the summer, where is the investment coming from to replace these players under cheap skate FSG? It's beggars belief. And Ali says, Gravenberch played 2 games in 1 season at Bayern. And we brought him in as a top-class player. Same with others. We pushed them to be Messi, but they are Fabio Barini. Fabio. And the Anfield. Some commentators have the nerve to say Baldy doesn't want to play this way. It was the players that were bought that's stopping it. The amount of media excusing this fool or tool in charge of our club. Is right, Anfield. Is right. Frankie, I apologise for being late. Mrs. Rowe wanted Mum's curtain rail put up. Have you been putting us up for a fucking week? Hey. Now I'm having a G&C. Okay, now watching the Great Grey Hope. The Grey Hope, thank you. So don't get the Raw in to put a curtain rail up. It takes him a fucking week. Remember my words, Franco. Liverpool under Slot will be the next United under Ten Hag. Same team. I'm telling you now, he won't be here. We'll be the new Carrick team. Was talking of Harvey Elliott being an English champion under, oh yeah, the young lad. I'm sorry, Stephen. Yes. And Slot wanted him. Yes. And he got shut of him, didn't he? And Ali, if you look at the Everton game, when Everton kicked the ball from their first 16 in the middle, there were only 2 Everton players. We had no players in the middle. We look broken in the middle. Oh, we are broken in the middle. This is where we're falling apart, actually. I'm really concerned that losing Alisson in the summer in another FSG financial plate spin. To lose 3 major players this summer and replacing them all with young guys is worrying. Yep. Don't be surprised if the Verge goes, you know. I'm telling you now. Can't believe we're letting a World Cup winner go in Maka with no talk of contract extension. It was a box-to-box midfielder before joining Liverpool. He was great last season because they had the Klopp mentality. And that was like the first quarter of the season. You know, it's right up to around February. And Man City and Arsenal were falling away. They were getting beat. And so we had a cushion. We were lucky at some wins, but we were good because we had the Klopp mentality still in our play. So we had the cushion. And once that cushion came in, and he knew that the likes of Arsenal and City, as I mentioned, were falling away, getting beat, drawing stupid games, he decided to bring in his own brand of football, his system, his tactics. And that's where we fell apart. And we're fucking like it now. And he's not going to change. Toscana to Ali, spot on about your comment about Slot and Ten Hag. I think he's worse than Ten Hag. But he's luckier than Ten Hag, if you know what I mean. I was reading a financial breakdown on our club, says the Raw. And did you know, in January, we had what is known as an overdraft budget, meaning if triggered, FSG could have spent up to 350 million. They never triggered it. And that's one of the reasons why. And it involves Slot. Saw an interview with Kirkers in a dark room. Looked like he was being interrogated. And Steve said, if we sign Gordon from Newcastle, Everton will get a percentage of any deal made. Seeing the club are interested in signing the Newcastle player. Yeah. I don't think he'll come, to be honest. So what's your predictions for Sunday before we pack up? It's going to be a hard game. It really is for us at United. And United can't wait for us. They want to do a nice double over us. I was watching, strangely enough, you know, you see the old games. I watched the 5-0 game at Old Trafford, and we were incessant. Then I watched the 7-0 game at Anfield. This coach could never achieve those two games. He doesn't know how to. We were incredible. Absolutely incredible. And they're all, Frankie, as you warn us all the time, I do hope our younger chat members listen. Good to you, because all you have predicted has come true. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. Thank you. And Sobo will probably leave and hands in a transfer request to move to Real Madrid to play under Jose in Spain. Say Stephen Coughlin. Well, he'll be on a lot more money than he is now. He's not in the category of Virgil or any of them big high earners, you know. Szoboszlai. Well, Frank, for sure, Slaughter is more lucky than Ten Hag. Remember how we won some games this season with Sobo free kick after 90 minutes, and many times we were lucky. For sure, Ten Hag is better. He is. He's proved it in Holland. Look, what I heard that he's accepted the Ajax job. I've heard that. And he doesn't like the fans because they're all fucking against him. Let's be honest, would you like the fans? They're all against you. You know, he's not even embarrassed by it. But you can't work under a situation like that. You really can't. And when you get divvies saying, oh, it's not the Liverpool way, you know, to sack, they haven't a fucking clue. We've sacked fucking loads. Even Kenny Dalglish we sacked. Didn't we? Remember? And Cedric, hard slog, even harder to watch, predict. Hang on. Hard slog, even harder to watch, predict 1-1. And me getting mad. 1-1, eh? To be honest, Frank, that lot at Old Trafford's will be an issue. Though Diallo and Kuna might not start, but the key is blocking passes to Bruno. It all runs through that fucking little crybaby. I tell you what, though, I was watching her, and I'd love you to watch it again on YouTube. The 5-0 game, you know, the highlights, because you'll always get them, and you'll be getting them now till Sunday. Have a look at the highlights. Remember, Pogba got sent off. He should have been sent off because Jones got the ball, great little into the, little passing move, whatever it was. I forget who it was. And Jones went down the wing, and little Bruno came in and got him. And I'm talking about stud showing his foot above the ankle. And he got a yellow card. He should have been fucking sent off. That was a red card offence because his foot was higher than Pogba, and Pogba got sent off for the same thing. And he should. But have a look at the linesman. Have a look at the linesman, because the linesman was running and he never quite seen the foul, and he turns and he's seeing Jones on the floor and Bruno on the floor as well, because Jones fell in front of the linesman, but he never quite seen it. And I think the linesman would have gone like that to the referee's fucking boot. But that should have been, the VAR should have fucking got that. That was a shocking foul. That was a leg breaker. And I tell you who else should have been sent off. That Ronaldo, when he kicked the ball. Jones, and he fouled Jones at the beginning. The ball was with Jones, and he was on the deck, and he was fucking blasting, really kicking the fucking ball to damage Jones, and he should have been sent off. And Beglan, that Jim fucking arsehole Beglan, he said, that's a red card. Then he went, oh no, he was kicking the ball. He was kicking it to fucking arm. Jones, have a look at it. Have a look at it again. Look at those 2 incidents. 3 incidents. Even Fred should have been fucking sent off for the fucking to the head of Keita. Nothing. Yellow card. And the Anfield says, I'm predicting a tight 3-2 to us. I think I'll do my training impressions now. See, I can do loads of impressions like that, like predicting scores, like 3-2 to us at Old Trafford. And the alley, they both were managers in the Dutch league. Ten Hag won way more than Slot, and they were managers at the same time. Yes, I know that. Yep, you're right there, mate. Excuse me. And Stephen, our former Old Trafford ain't great. So they're heading the game. Hopefully we get a win and 3 points. You'll never walk alone. Yep. And our Cedric's going. I'm off. Take care of yourself, Frank. Take care all. Thank you, Cedric. You too, mate. You too. Have a good weekend. Ali, if United will jump on us, United will jump on us from the start. We can lose hard, and at home, they will push us for sure. But one thing is for sure, that United fan will look soon like a caveman with that hair. I don't know what you're talking about, like, but yeah, it was Ali Bastoni, brilliant. I watched the Azori, as you know. And he stands out, that lad, in a very bad Italian side, unfortunately. Inter asked 70 million euros for him. And he's just made 27 years of age. Yeah, he'd be good for us, Bastoni. But Slot will ruin him if he was still manager or coach, whatever the fuck it is. And you know, watching that Elliot Anderson for Forest, I'm so mad that we are not in for him. That lad is a warrior and beautiful on the ball. If City get him, they will be impossible to compete with. That's why I prefer him over Wharton. Over Wharton. Really. Wharton for me is, I think he's a bit overrated, the hype. And Stephen says that player Diamandi from Leipzig will probably be Manchester City bound, although he has become a target for the Reds. So we're fucking we're being a target for everyone. We targeted load. It's all this fucking uselessness. And it fucking really pisses everyone off. Oh, look who we're after, look who we're after, look who we're after. And it's only short that they think that we're fucking stupid. It's only to say, I'll tell you what, you know, we were after him, you know. It's just like me saying about Kvaratskhelia. Fucking hell. We don't get these players. An unknown quantity, you know, Kvaratskhelia. Fuck off. Yeah, Frankie, that Bruno was one dirty bastard. And Casemiro was 32. I remember the Ronaldo kick from him to Jones. Yes. Yes, it was horrible, that. But have a look again. You're bound to see it. You're bound to see it, you know, because they will have like the little highlights because we're playing United. But have a look at what that Bruno did to Jones. It was in the second. Was it the second half? Or the first? Hang on, I forget what fucking half it was in. But it was shocking. Yeah, it was in the second half. Was it? Yeah, it was. It was in the second half. It was fucking horrible. He should have been sent off. And so should Ronaldo. Because he went out to India. Jones, he's already fouled him. The whistle went and he was still fucking kicking at that ball. Thanks, Anfield. We're going to finish in a moment, boys. And Stephen, our training sessions at the Yaxa training grounds is abysmal under Slot, the front. You wouldn't go. Ali, there is a United fan made a challenge. He will cut his hair until United will not win 5 games in a row. He already looks like, oh, I say, I'm sorry, yeah. All right, Ali. Already looks like a cave. I mean, if Slot lives in Manchester, we will feel like, most probably, it'll be like a home game soon. Should be all over that Anderson Raw. Yes, says the Vader. Yes. We never sign our transfer targets. We always sign an alternative player under cheapskates. The thing is, that's what I meant before. But you get fans saying, you know, at least we went after. That's what they fucking say. It's still, you know, you're going to fucking believe what they fucking assholes say. And you know who I'm talking about. My dad's watched that Wharton, and he said he just phased out against us. Dad said he was the least impressive midfielder versus us this year. My dad said Matthias first. Yes, he's good. Of West Ham left him impressed. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Fernandez. I like him myself. And the Anfield to the divider. Oh yeah, lads. That Anderson is boss. The way he moves and gets stuck in like that a lot. He ran the show at Anfield this year. Yeah, he did. I'm going to go after this, boys. I'd get Anderson, Fernandez and Kamara, bro. It's great who we'd like, but it's who we fucking get, isn't it? And Stephen, stay safe, Frank and Chatters. And peace out, Red, so that soon. Hang on. Stay safe, Frank and Chatters, and peace out, Reds. So chat soon, and see you Sunday for the game against the Salford Prawns. So up the Reds. You'll never walk alone, says Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks for being here. I just want to thank every one of you, even the latecomer who, the curtain rail specialist, the Anfield Roar. So don't forget, I'm going to get a thing done, you know, like I do for this lot here, my wonderful sponsors. You know, now I'm going to have one up for the Anfield Roar. Curtain rail specialist. If you want your curtain railed up one at a time, it'll take a week, but no extra money. That's what I'm going to have done. Get Jason to do it. Big advertisement for the Raw. And the Vader says, Raw to the Vader, we need that enforcer, don't we? And there is very few to choose from. I'm sick of City buying up everyone, every fucking thing. But remember what we bought in the summer when we were buying the likes of the biggest type I've ever seen coming to Liverpool. And that was, I didn't know the lads, I'm being honest. I don't follow German football or any of them. And that was Wirtz. The hype surrounding that lad, fucking hell. Did Slot make him any better than what he is? He made him look very ordinary to me. And that's why we need a new coaching to get the best out of him. See you later, Frank. When's Anthony's show? Wednesday. He hasn't been in touch with me. I said to him a couple of weeks ago, you know, he was very busy doing all his paintings. You know, great as well, unfortunately. I haven't seen any of them done. And I said, listen, because I don't like phoning him because he's busy, you see. And every time I phoned him, you know, I'm sorry, I'm just doing that, okay. And I said to him, phone me. I won't phone you. You phone me when I haven't heard from him. Not even about the show or fuck all, so there's nothing I can do. Anfield, mate. I think it's on now, actually. The exhibition over in Airport Sunlight. But I don't chase around after any fucking one, no matter who they are. Much love, Franco. Good night, all, says Ali. See you tomorrow, Frankie, lad, for the conspiracies. Yes. Yes, Anfield. Thank you. And the Vader. City spends wisely, we spend course. That's good, that. Like that. I like that. That all. Took me all week, that kid. And soon as the old girl went to use it, I was going to say something like that, you know. You know, in the advertisement, some curtain rails come crashing down, but call out this number as an emergency, and your number to go and fix it. And I read, oh dear, I said, I've got to go. Flex. What are you like? Debater. Richard Hughes is a fucking idiot. How can you fuck up on a budget 6 times in a window? Says that, yes. And Dennis. Hey, folks. Back. Had some work stuff. Got in the way. Slot simply and over is cue ball, definitely. I'm finishing now, Dennis, unfortunately, mate. I'm finishing. Poor Frank's in pain. It's obvious Hughes didn't really want to be here and spent all the money on the wrong areas we needed. He thought he was batting for Bournemouth because he still lives in Bournemouth. That's why we're playing so badly, because our coach lives in Manchester. Listen to this fella. Pool, palm trees, cold drink in hand. Great shot. You've got to meet Andy Gamble when you come over. I've told Andy to be here when you come, because he's playing the cabin himself. I want you to meet him. I was telling him all about you, Dennis, and the incurables. And the Arthur Vader. He definitely didn't want to be here. Harry Nadner is closer than he is. Just shows you, doesn't it? It just shows you. Sounds great, mate. Thank you, Dennis. I'm going to show you something all before you go. It's a metal object, though. I'll tell you tomorrow night what it's worth. And I've got it. And on that wonderful note, night, Frankie. Sorry I was late. Really looking forward to Sunday and the watcher. I'm not. Mark Doyle. Nico Williams, a much better right back than Frimpong. Yes, we said that before. Mark does wonders for mental health, by the way. Climbs mountains and yodels as well. He's like, one of those mountain yodelers. Yodeling. But he does, honestly, the lad does wonders for mental health. Got to give him that. And Anfield, what's that? Is that a real? Yeah. Yeah. I'll show you more tomorrow. If you're not putting up any curtain rails, that is. Night Vader, says the Raw. Intrigued to know Frankie. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you Saturday. I've got a couple of films you've got to watch. Unbelievable. But I won't tell you until Saturday morning. Incredible. And Stephen says Frimpong is a wing back, not a right back. So he's a problem. Yes, Stephen. And Daryl, slot out. The Vader. Right, mate. Thank you, people. Really appreciate it. And while Dennis Paparak is drinking his ice thing in Tampa, well, I'm fucking sitting here freezing with a pain in me. I've got arthritis now, Vader, and Raw, and TW. Fucked. In me knee. See you tomorrow, Frank, says the Raw. Yes, Raw. Thank you, Frank, says the T. And Edward, see you, Frank, in chat. That's it, boys. Just got to say, I really have to go. This is starting to fucking kill me here. Thank you so much for joining me. See you tomorrow. Ciao.